Let's talk about what makes preppy outfits look preppy and how you can recreate your favorite looks. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sabs and I love all things fashion and handbags. I'm sure I'm not the only one that has been noticing a lot more preppy outfits on my social media feeds and in real life. I feel like preppy style in general lends itself well to the transitional times of year, whether we are talking about spring or fall. And the reason for that is obviously because these two seasons are the less extreme versions of their summer and winter counterparts. Also, fall and spring do tend to be very moody when it comes to temperatures and rain and wind. And how do we deal with uncertain climates such as these? I think we all tend to layer up, keep our skin mostly covered, but wear lighter fabrics and materials than we would in the winter. Not to mention, we start transitioning into boat shoes, loafers, knee-high boots with skirts. And all of these things that I just mentioned are the foundation of a preppy style outfit. But we are going deeper than that because we are going to be covering 10 signature preppy outfit details in today's video. That way you can get a better grasp of this aesthetic, understand your own personal style better, and learn how to recreate some of your favorite Pinterest outfits without getting lost in the details. And starting with detail number 1, which is arguably the most important part of this video, this aesthetic is all about classic, well-tailored clothing. We are talking blazers, chinos, polos, trench coats, button-downs, Oxford shirts. And another important detail to recognize in this category is that these items all shine through a lot better when they are made in high-quality fabrics. Over the years that I have been accumulating a more mindful wardrobe for myself, I have been educating myself on the importance of looking at fabric composition before you make a purchase. And trust me guys, once you start checking these fabric labels that go inside your shirts and pants and all those kind of things, you can never stop again. And when it comes to fabric composition, I encourage everyone I know to focus on natural and durable fabrics such as cotton, linen, and wool. That way the pieces that you acquire are more of an investment, they last way longer, not to mention you will feel better wearing them. Now going back to the topic of this category, which were classic well-tailored pieces for preppy looks, we do end up seeing certain looks on repeat for these outfits, such as blazers and cardigans and thin knit sweaters and polo shirts. The thing to remember about this is that this is essentially like accumulating your perfect capsule wardrobe, and I've mentioned this before, I do recognize that capsule wardrobe sort of got a bad rep because it became the term that just meant never put in any thought into your outfits, just wear the same t-shirt and jeans every day. That's really not the case here. We're just talking about how these items tend to be a lot more versatile and they pair together way more easily. Therefore, with a set of 6 or 7 pieces, you end up with numerous different outfit combinations, and that could end up being a whole preppy wardrobe in itself. Essentially, actually, what I wanted to say is that the whole reason I got into filming this video is that I myself didn't have an aesthetic or a title for the way I dress until I started coming across a lot of similar outfits, and I was trying to find a little bit of a theme in these outfits because I was like, that's sort of how I dress. Those are the same pieces that I gravitate towards. And then once I did some research, I found out that every element that I'm really attracted to and I do tend to wear a lot is part of the quote unquote preppy aesthetic. And so I do want to disclose that I don't necessarily aspire to be one aesthetic over any others. I don't think I am, and I don't see myself as wanting to box myself into one type of look or style. It's just that I realize the way I tend to layer and style my pieces for transitional weather and all that kind of stuff, it does fit into this aesthetic, and that is why we're covering this theme today. All right, going on to detail number 2 of preppy outfits, I have noticed that a classic structured bag is pretty much a staple in many preppy looks that I look at. As much as I believe that slouchy big bags have their time and place, I have undeniably noticed that a structured classic style bag is part of many preppy outfits, which brings us to our sponsored portion of today's video. As you guys may always hear in my YouTube intros, I love all things fashion and handbags. I love handbags. So when I come across a bag that has a fabulous design, is functional and durable, and I love styling it, you know I can't resist and I have to share my findings with you guys as well. Oleada is a BIPOC woman-owned fashion handbag company that prides itself on putting professional women's needs first when designing their bags. And when you look through their website and see their gorgeous handbags, it really shows. For my first Oleada bag, I wanted to go with the mini anchor bag because I was planning on wearing this bag for everyday use. Initially, Initially, I had a slight suspicion that I may have gone with a bag that's too small to fit my daily essentials, but after testing it out, I realized this bag easily fits my daily essentials and it still has more room. I don't know how they did it because as someone with a small frame, I tend to reach for smaller bags to suit my looks, but I do often struggle with fitting my phone and some extra bits in my bag, yet this bag, despite its small appearance, fits all my belongings. Of course, as we're discussing all things preppy outfits in today's video, I was excited to find a handbag that is timeless in design, but is also innovative and could be worn comfortably as a backpack for a hands-free experience, or strapped so that it could be worn as a shoulder bag, or even a crossbody bag, or just remove the straps entirely and wear it as a top handle bag. We love a 4-in-1 situation when it comes to bags. Not to mention, the mini anchor bag comes in multiple materials and colorways, so you can choose what speaks to you most. I also did just come back from a trip to Asia and I had taken this bag with me, which my sister also got to wear and enjoy. And I have to say it is so lightweight and easy to carry all day. And I also happened to find out it is scratch resistant and water resistant. When my sister opened up her fizzy drink in our bus and the whole drink just splashed all over my bag and myself. But look at it now. I mean, I did immediately wipe it down with some tissues, but it is looking good as new. Whew. Check out Oliada's latest launch and other stylish work bags on their website linked in the description box. And don't forget to check out with my code SABSXOliada for 25% off site-wide. Now let's get back into our list. Since we discussed in the first category the general tailored items that go into these looks, now I wanted to discuss more stylistic items. So number 3 on our list is how we style these preppy outfits by tucking all your shirts and sweaters and using a belt. Technically speaking, this is something that doesn't necessarily require a belt. It's just a bit of a more refined preppy style look, but I have noticed that in many of the styles that I see on Pinterest or Instagram, I always see a tucked shirt or even a cardigan that is buttoned all the way down and then tucked into the trousers. And the other thing is that when you're wearing preppy looks, the bottoms tend to have belt loops. So whether you're wearing a pleated mini skirt, trousers, or jeans, they all do come with belt loops. So wearing a nice leather belt with it just kind of cinches the waist and completes the look in a really classic way. And that is something that I've always admired about these preppy looks, is the belts. And with this, I don't believe you need a ton of belts, honestly. Having a couple of good belts is all you really need. I have my favorite black one and brown one. I'm wearing it right now, although you can't even see right now. But the point being that you don't necessarily need all the colors of the rainbow when it comes to belts. It is obviously up to you if you want to go for more maximalist looks, because I've been dabbling in more chain belts and dangling belts, but when it comes to the classic preppy styles, you only really need one black belt and one brown belt. Number 4, this one may arguably be my favorite thing about the preppy style, is layering a collared shirt under anything. This is just something that makes any outfit so distinctly preppy in my mind, because I am seeing girlies layering polo under a polo, a rugby shirt under a rugby shirt, anything with a collar underneath a round neck sweater like this also works. Honestly, if you want to go for a double collared look and be a little bit extra, I say go for it. It's a really cute look, and I really like that people are expressing themselves in more bold ways right now. The way that we can see a crisp white shirt underneath a sweater just by seeing the collar peeking out or a bit of the sleeve popping out is just so stunning, and it never gets old. This is just an iconic style that you can wear time and time again throughout the years. It will always stay timeless and so elegant. And to be honest, whenever there's a style like this that men and women can both enjoy similarly, it just speaks volumes, because it just means that it's classic and it's chic and everyone can do it. And for category number 5, we have high-waisted everything. Jeans, trousers, shorts, skirts, everything high-waisted is the epitome of the preppy aesthetic. And the wonderful thing about this is that whether you are into slim-fitting jeans or baggy jeans or baggy trousers, whatever your heart desires, you probably have a high-waisted version of it, and then you could throw it together with a bunch of the other categories that I've mentioned already in this video, and you have a preppy look. Just remember, the tucking is the most important part, because that is what distinguishes it from another look, because you see the high-waistedness and you see the tuck detail, and that is what makes it preppy. For category number 6, we are discussing patterns and colors. When it comes to patterns, I see a lot of classic patterns in this aesthetic. There's a lot of stripes, herringbone, check, argyle, you name it. These are all classic school aesthetic type of patterns that you will see in blazers and shirts and sweaters. Basically any pattern that is very reminiscent of school and university, you can wear it in a preppy outfit. As for colors, this aesthetic does tend to stick with solid colors. You will not see a lot of, I don't know, marbling in the colors or gradients, tie-dye. Of course, to each their own. If you want to be a little bit more experimental with your preppy looks, I think you could go for it. I don't think the color is what would throw off your preppy look, but aside from all that, I do think that if you want to stick with the traditionally preppy looks, classic patterns, classic colors, that is the only thing you have to keep in mind. Our category number 7 is a bit more niche, and I don't even know if I found the best way to capture the essence of this category, but I wanted to call it flowy accessories. I know this sounds a little odd, but I have been noticing a lot of silk scarves, to be honest, in this category, in this aesthetic. Before I even decided on this video for today, my husband wanted to get me a birthday gift, and a couple months ago he was like, hey, I was stalking your Pinterest saved pins and I was seeing a lot of silk scarves, and I was wondering, would you be interested in that? Is that something you would like for your birthday? And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so smart of you, because yes, I would love a silk scarf. I really think it would be such a nice finishing touch to any look. Like imagine if this whole outfit, everything was the same, and then I just had a little twilly around my neck, or like even a bigger silk scarf wrapped around my shoulders. How stunning would that be? And the fact is that silk scarves, they do have nice flow. So if there's a breeze and it catches a scarf, it has this really romantic flow to it. It's very classic, and it always gives me a vintage vibe no matter what year I see someone wearing a scarf. I think back to a 1950s or 60s movie for some reason, in the best way possible, of course. But yeah, that is something I also associate with preppy looks, whether it's a small bandana around your neck or a bigger silk scarf around your shoulders, around your jacket. I've been seeing people wear silk scarves on their shoulders, kind of over a trench coat, and I think that's so chic. I've even seen it in some K-dramas, and you know, when they're doing it, it's like it's gonna catch on somewhere else too. So love that whole look. Here for it. Number 8, this is probably the most cliche of the preppy aesthetic. Sweater wrapped over your shoulders and tied around your neck. I don't know. I don't see a problem with this. I've done it my whole life. I think it is simply functional, to be honest. Like if I don't want to take a sweater out and just carry it in my hand in a bunch, I'd rather just have it nicely draped over my shoulders. It adds a pop of color or something to the outfit. It's like a layer piece that doesn't have to be adding too much heat to you if you're feeling too hot. And at the same time, if you step into a movie theater and it's a bit chilly in there, you just put it on. It's a very great styling piece and it has function. So that is number 8. Number 9 is, we're kind of going back to the roots of the preppy aesthetic to begin with. We're going with nautical or university inspired looks. So I know that the origins of the preppy aesthetic comes from like Ivy League schools or something like that. So just for the sake of it, I would say if you find anything that is reminiscent of your school, I actually a couple of years ago purchased a vintage Dior sweater that is, I believe it's called like a varsity sweater. It's like a V-neck, pretty oversized, maroon color. It's very pretty, and it has these little striped details around the neck and the bottom of the sweater and the sleeves. I don't know why I'm struggling so much to describe the sweater. I wear it all the time. But anyhow, that to me is very much university core, preppy aesthetic. The other thing is, because this aesthetic was, I believe, originated in the West Coast and East Coast American fashion. So I was wrong. It's not West Coast, it's East Coast. I feel like a lot of the sailor outfit vibes that we see, it could kind of go hand in hand with this aesthetic. So if you want to go for the little bit of a sailor outfit touch in your preppy outfits, I think they go hand in hand and it would look really cute to be blended together. And last but not least, I would say that knee-high brown riding boots scream preppy aesthetic to me. It's just so stunning because the way these boots are just so flattering, because obviously I think they're like custom made for the rider. The way they hug the rider's calves and everything is so stunning and flattering. Anyhow, I love brown knee-high boots with skirts during this time. It's not necessarily the best kind of fit for summer, but this outfit for fall and spring, chef's kiss. My favorite. I go to it every single year. I repeat the same looks, and I've actually featured similar looks on this channel before. But yeah, that is my last preppy aesthetic little detail that I would recommend is, yeah, go for some brown riding boots with your mini skirts or any other skirts. that you would like to wear. So that is it for today's video. That was my list of 10 distinctly preppy outfit details that I had gathered for you guys today. I did a bit of research for today's video, so I hope everything is relatable and nothing is wrong, but please do say in the comments if I missed any major details, because I think I covered all the bases. Anyhow, I know I keep mentioning that with these videos of compiling the details and the trends and whatnot, I do plan on eventually doing videos covering how I style these things. So I would love to do a follow-up video somewhere down the line this month or next month, actually styling these 10 pieces that I'm discussing in today's video. But do hold me accountable. If I forget, please let me know in the comments. I have a lot of things to get through this month and the next month, but I promise they're all fun stuff. So look forward to more fashion videos. I will make sure to do lots more styling videos. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye!